Well, let's begin the broadcast with this breaking input coming in at this point in time. Congress goes on the offensive, continues to mock the government's move of banning 59 Chinese apps. Kapil Sibal, in fact, has tweeted, "Fill the security gap." That's the demand coming in from the Congress, from Kapil Sibal, and that's his tweet for you. Kapil Sibal says, "Reclaim our victory while you ban those Chinese apps. Try and fill our security gaps. Let not our trust in you collapse. Our brave soldiers will force them back to make Chinese redraw their map." So he is, of course, drawing a parallel to what's happening really at the LAC, and also in a way mocking the government's move of banning these apps. Let's go across to Prashant, who's joining us with more details. It was an unprecedented move really, Prashant, of banning the Chinese apps as they pose a threat to India's sovereignty. But the Congress party goes on an offensive, criticizes in a way that they are demanding the security gaps to be filled, reminding government of what's happening at the LAC.
Well, absolutely, Swati. You see, the demand of the Congress party is that while you do whatever you want to do, you can go ahead with whatever actions you want to take against the Chinese app or China as a nation. But please also ensure that you fill the security gaps, because remember, right from the first day, the Congress party has been of an opinion that the government has failed in whatever has happened at the Indo-China border in Galwan Valley in Ladakh. So clearly this is exactly how the demand of the Congress party is, and it has been continuing right from day one, ever since we came to know of the incident that happened in Galwan Valley. So clearly you will see more attacks coming in, and this has been a consistent attack strategy from the Congress party as far as the happenings at the India-China border is concerned.
All right, Prashant, thank you very much for joining us with those details. We'll keep coming back to you. We also have Shehzad Poonawala, political analyst, joining us on the broadcast, and Suneet Chopra as well. Good morning to both of you. Let me first go across to Mr. Chopra. Suneet Chopra, there were complaints of the user data being stolen and being transferred to servers outside of India, and there were talks, in fact, of such a move. But yes, the government at this point in time has banned 59 Chinese apps. Instead of appreciating the move, why is it that we find the opposition criticizing every single decision and drawing a parallel between what has happened and what is going on at the LAC?
The reason is very clear, because the government is actually taking knee-jerk reactions. They should have a plan. They should tell the people of India that these 59 apps are taking away information of this and this nature. And therefore, being as it is of national importance, then we are doing this. They haven't done it. It's obvious they haven't studied. Some 600 million people are going to be affected. Many of these apps are used for small businesses, micro businesses, people who are making a day-to-day living and actually saving the government from having to feed them. So the point is, the government has handed everything over to Jio now. Do you think America is better than China?
Mr. Chopra, I can't wrap my head around the argument that you're giving. Let me also go across to Shehzad Poonawala. Now, while I said that there were talks going on because there were complaints that the government was receiving about data, user data being stolen and being transferred to a server outside of India, can you call it a knee-jerk reaction? One. Two, there are going to be alternative apps in the cyberspace. So is it really affecting us, or is it going to impact China? Because this really was, this market really of Chinese apps was growing for them in India.
Absolutely, and let me try and address some of the points Mr. Chopra has raised. He does have a legitimate point of view, so let's try to address it in a manner that he would be convinced. The government has not taken this step in isolation, Swati. First of all, there has been a build-up to it. In fact, last week there was a sense being given that these apps could be banned. The intelligence agencies had red flagged it. There was a notification on other apps also. They were stealing data. In fact, globally there's a problem about these apps. Now the government has taken a multiplicity of steps. You've seen they've cancelled contracts in railways given to Chinese companies. You've seen that they've said vocal about local. They've focused on Atmanirbhar Bharat. They've put the country of origin filter on some of the government e-marketplaces. And apart from that, they have been basically trying to do a gherabandi of China, whether it's on the diplomatic level, whether it's on the military level, or whether it is on the economic level. It's a complete package of approach that is being taken. Now, Mr. Suneet Chopra, of course, these people, a lot of people were using these apps. I think about a combined subscriber base of 1 billion or plus. But you have to see that there are alternative apps that are being developed in India, being pushed in India as an alternative for them. So those people can legitimately shift to those. When those apps are developed in India, it will obviously create employment in India. So that addresses that point. But Mr. Chopra, today I want to ask you that when Mr. Modi has done CKMKB, Chinese apps ko Modi kiye ban. Today as an Indian, do you feel proud about it? Do you feel happy about it? Or do you not feel happy about it? That's the only question I want to ask you as an Indian. And I'm not going to come and sit here and tell you that you're a Chinese agent. That's not my style. But sir, aren't you happy that we're taking these steps?
I think he's responding. Yeah.
I answer very clearly. The alternative has not been made.
Yes, sir.
It's the BSNL that should have been the alternative for Atmanirbharta, not Jio. Jio is interconnected with American apps. Do you think America is a better source to actually have your information leaked? It's an interconnected world today. And American apps are interconnected with Chinese apps anyway.
Okay.
Then what do you do?
Okay, we also have Chetan Singh, political analyst, joining us on the broadcast. Chetan Singh, and if tomorrow, suppose, let's say we have a problem with another set or another bunch of apps because the government feels that they are also indulging in stealing user data, they're also indulging in activities that pose a threat to sovereignty, the government can once again take these steps of banning the apps. Does that mean that the decision taken by the government at this point in time needs to be criticized just because the opposition wants to indulge in politicization of the issue?
See, Swati, one is the issue, another is politicization. There are two things. Now, let's talk about the issue. If you're going to ban Chinese app, though I see this as a diabolic game of deception, if you're going to block these, ban these apps, what China is going to do? They're going to make some pseudo company in America. Are they going to ban that pseudo company in America also? Look, this thing doesn't work like this. We have to see what Mahatma Gandhi did once when he raised this big issue and the movement of Swadeshi. We all know entire country has supported. At this given point of time, this diabolic game of deception is not going to work. Second most important point, PM Care. You look at TikTok and various other applications and companies that have given good amount of money. TikTok has given 30 crore rupees of money. What are you going to talk about it? On the top of it, after 2014, the kind of a dependency which has come up.
I thought maybe your suggestion would be that henceforth we need to build more firewalls. We need to block this leak. Shehzad.
Swati, you see, I was not surprised that Mr. Faizu, TikTok star, would be very upset about this ban, but I didn't know Chetan and Rahul Gandhi would be equally upset. Maybe their politics has been reduced to just appearing on TikTok. But the point is that, this is going to hurt China. This is going to hurt those companies in China, and those companies have lost probably about 20 to 30% of their subscriber base. India is a huge market.
No, but what's your argument, Chetan? What's your argument when you say that it won't hurt China?
Let me make my argument, Swati. Swati, I keep getting interrupted by guests on this show, on this channel all the time, and I'm unable to make any complete point on any of my points.
Chetan, listen to the argument and then tell us if you are not convinced. Okay, listen to his argument, and then I'll come to you for a counter, and then you can tell us why you're not convinced.
See, I am not convinced.
No, let him finish. How do you know you're not convinced if you don't hear him?
Increasingly difficult.
Let him finish.
Swati, please let me at least.
Yeah,
Swati, the maximum time record I've got on Times Now to speak uninterrupted is 40 seconds. It's never beaten that. So let me have at least 40 seconds.
Go ahead. They're listening to you.
All I'm saying, like Rahul Shivshankar yesterday rightly Swati, Rahul Shivshankar, your editor-in-chief, rightly summed it up yesterday in his debate, and he said that the manner of doing business with India has changed. You can't kill our soldiers in Galwan and think you have a business market of 137 crore people. The dynamics of the Modi doctrine are that if you kill our soldiers if you martyr our soldiers in Galwan, we will not only kill your soldiers, but we will also change the dynamics of how you do business with our big marketplace. And with 137 crore people, we have that strength, and we are recognizing that strength. And today, look at the statements emanating out of France and Russia and America. Somebody is giving us the Rafale planes quickly. Somebody is moving ships in the South China Sea. Somebody is helping us with the S-400 system. The entire international community is coming
Chetan, basically,
together.
I think the point is that there will always be alternatives, that these demands would create a market for it.
No, look, Swati, we need to understand in a very collaborative manner. Try to understand. He is talking about Make in India. And now you see Atlas factory, the more than 100-year-old factory shut down overnight. Why? Many more businesses, I'm going to talk about it. This kind of a diabolic game of deception is not going to work. People of this country, we know we were on a 45 years high unemployment.
What is the diabolical game of deception when we ban Chinese apps?
And why this has happened? Because of these investment of Chinese companies. Shehzad, I did not interrupt you. Please show some patience right now here. See, now what is important to understand that you are going to take one step against China, then these China is going to make some pseudo companies in America or some other country. When are we going to make our own? When are we going to stand our
Chopra,
own?
we are hearing this from the political class. When it comes to industry insiders, they are welcoming the move.
No, Swati, we all are welcoming it. But in what manner? In what manner? What are you trying to do?
Okay, let Mr. Chopra also come in.
These are the very minute steps which has been taken. What is important at this given
one step at a time, Chetan Singh, one step at a time. We can't achieve anyways the goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat in a fortnight. That's not going to happen. Yes, Mr. Chopra, come in.
Make in India, the logo of the Make in India also comes from abroad. We all know. So this kind of a strategy people have understood. Now what they need the
Mr. Chopra को अपनी बात तो रखने दीजिए हर कोई अपना परसेप्शन लेकर चल रहा है.
One second, can Mr. Chetan, one second, now Swati, I must intervene.
एक सेकंड शहजाद, Mr. Chopra wants to make a point. बहुत देर से कोशिश कर रहे हैं वो.
Can Chetan, just one second, because Chetan has been going on and on. One second, Swati, can Chetan answer that when 90 lakh rupees were received by the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, why the trade deficit with China doubled?
You would have saved HAL. None of this you have done. So I think it's a knee-jerk reaction. You got a slap from China, and you did the same thing.
Swati,
why are you calling it a knee-jerk reaction, Mr. Chopra?
Swati,
we've been discussing how several complaints were received by the government. This issue was being highlighted through the complaints that the user data was being stolen. It was being transferred to servers outside India.
Where? Say, have a white paper on
Swati,
it. Let the government bring out the white paper to tell the Indian people why they did it.
Okay.
Yes.
Swati.
Threat to sovereignty. I think you don't want to buy that. You don't want to buy that argument. Yes, Shehzad, quickly.
Swati, can one of these worthy gentlemen explain? They're talking about making India self-reliant. What did they do after taking money from China? They allowed the trade deficit, basically the domestic industry, to be, I don't want to use a word, doubled. The trade deficit doubled.
Shehzad, Mr. Chopra and Chetan Singh, stay on with us. We are now joined by Mr. Malu, Director of Public Policy Share Chat. He joins us on the broadcast. Let's go across to him. And my first question, of course, to you, sir, is your response, your reaction to this move of the government, though unprecedented, but most individuals are welcoming it. They're saying this was the need of the hour, the government banning 59 Chinese apps. What's your take?
I think this was a long time coming. There's been a large public sentiment for this. There have been various security concerns that have been raised, not just in India but globally. I don't think this was something that was unforeseen. I think it was just waiting to happen, and finally the government has done what it had to do. Better late than never. So it's not surprising at all. And I think it's a great decision that the government has taken today.
Right. Now, before we get on to, how this is going to impact the industry, impact China, let's also talk about the call given by Prime Minister, which was Atmanirbhar Bharat. Do you think this is going to be one significant step that is going to provide momentum to that?
Definitely, I think with this large set of Chinese players that were, one is quite aware that most of these platforms are funded by the Chinese government, which is why they had so much money to pump into the Indian ecosystem. There's going to be a lot more interest in Indian startups. You're going to see more funding happening for Indian content players. It's going to be quite an interesting time ahead for Indian startups. So definitely, there's going to be more growth, more interest in India. And you're going to see a more level playing field that now happens, rather than a few certain Chinese players that were operating in India with large amount of funding and that were distorting the Indian market.
Right. Now, there are two set of arguments. One faction believes that this is going to hurt China because the Indian market for the Chinese apps was, of course, valuable and was only growing given the subscribers, given the users. And on the other hand, the other argument is that this is going to end up hurting India.
I don't see why banning an app is ever going to hurt India. What was India gaining from these apps? Besides people dying on an almost daily basis through some of these platforms, from all your information, and data is the new gold, as they say, and all your data going to China. I would love to know how any of these platforms leaving India or being banned from India is going to hurt India. That does not make sense. It's a great move. You're going to see even more growth in the Indian startup ecosystem. You're going to see Indian players grow, and you're going to see the economic value that these platforms bring, because each of these platforms will now get valued at $1 billion and more. All benefit India in the long term. So, and the data is in India. So it's actually a great play by the government of India, especially on helping Startup India.
Right. Now, before I started this conversation with you, we were speaking to some political analysts on the broadcast, and they believe this is their view that, tomorrow China will form some shell company. They'll try to enter the Indian markets once again through America. So this is going to be a growing challenge for our cyberspace as well, our cyber experts as well. Now, how do we create firewalls? How do we make sure that this does not happen again?
I think that's very possible, that many of these companies will come back to India in a new avatar because they are desperate to gain a share in this market. And it's up to the government to ensure that, even for instance, with some of these platforms, they don't just ban the individual brand names, but they actually ban these companies from operating in India. Because today it could be, X app, but tomorrow they'll rename and rebrand that app as Y, and again start, operating in India. So it's very important that any order that the government comes out with is well thought of and ensures that these companies themselves can't operate in India. One. And two is that going forward, the government is, it moves faster on this, because what we have seen is a lot of these platforms have grown, and then the government wakes up about 3-4 years later when there's already a large user base, and then comes in to take action. So ideally, the government, looks at all of these platforms before they start operations in India. And one way of doing this is ensuring that you have adequate laws, especially the IT Act, which needs some relook to ensure that platforms that want to operate in India, especially in spaces like social media, because social media today is such an important space. It's where public sentiment is generated. That foreign companies which are from countries that have antithetical interest to India do not come and use funds to create public issues here.
All right, Mr. Malu, thank you very much for talking to us. Also, thank you to Shehzad Poonawalla, Chetan Singh and Mr. Sunit Chopra for joining us in the broadcast. With that, we're slipping into a short break.